January 13, 2008, 9 to 305082 passenger train departs on time from Ningbo Station. The operation is from Ningbo Station to Fuyang Station. The train is made up of 18 cars. Since it was close to the end of the year, the tide of migrant workers returning home has not yet arrived. But the tide of students returning home from universities has already started to rise. Although the condition of this train is ordinary and speed is not fast, but the ticket price is cheap, very popular with the limited financial conditions of college students. Therefore, tickets are hard to find. There are only a limited number of seats available along the route. Almost all tickets were sold out on the day of sale. Those who couldn't get a seat ticket to go home can only buy standing tickets without seats. 16:45082 passenger train. The train is about to stop at Wuhu railway station in Anhui province. This is the first day of the Spring Festival. Wuhu railway station is just like other stations. It was already crowded with people. There were people everywhere who were eager to go home for the new year, and the sky in Wuhu was still snowing heavily. The track was as slippery as the ground. 16:50 The station radio started to broadcast. 5082 is coming in and stopping at platform 1. Please ask the staff to be ready to receive the train. At this moment, there was no mention of ticket checking, but the entrance to the station. The screen above shows the start of ticket inspection. The crowd began to stir and surged forward. At this time, the gate of the ticket gate was not yet opened. The crowd was squeezed at the ticket gate and was ready to go. About a minute later, the ticket gate opened. The flow of people through the ticket gate was rapidly moving towards the platform. Soon the platform was filled with people, more than 500 people in total. It was snowing in Wuhu that day. The highway was closed, so there were more than 200 people also ran to Wuhu station to try their luck. These passengers without tickets also followed the chaotic crowd and poured onto a platform of Wuhu Station at this moment. The platform of Wuhu Station was filled with more than 700 passengers. There were only 2 passengers and 1 police officer on the platform were unable to maintain order. The crowd was just waiting for the train to enter the station in such a chaotic manner. 16:55 passenger train number 5082 arrived at Wuhu Station on time. It was scheduled to stop at the station for 10 minutes when the train was about to enter the platform. The train driver and the crew all saw a scene that took them by surprise, a scene that surprised them. The station platform was crowded with people. There were at least 600 to 700 people. At this moment, the train driver was a bit confused. The train 5082 only allocated 40 tickets with seats to Wuhu Station. Even if we could sell standing tickets without seats, the total number of tickets does not exceed 100. How come there are hundreds of people waiting for the train on the platform now? Due to the snowy weather, the railway track became very slippery. The braking distance of trains entering the station has become significantly longer. So many passengers who were waiting on the platform thought that the train would not stop at Wuhu Station, then became more restless and agitated. When the train slowly stopped at the platform, passengers saw that the train did not stop in time. All became excited. Why didn't it stop? They didn't see too many of us and didn't let us get on the train, right? The scene began to become chaotic. Passengers standing at the back of the train pushed forward desperately. Some people even started to beat the door. While the train was still moving forward, some people were crowded forward and the train had not stopped yet. In the midst of the commotion on the platform, Anhui Normal University, Department of Foreign Languages, a junior female student was squeezed off the platform. Suddenly I heard a girl screaming, "Stop crowding, there was someone under the train." But the girl's scream could not make the restless, the moving crowd. The people at the back of the train still pushed forward mindlessly. When the train stopped, every door was blocked by dozens of people. The people on the doors could not squeeze in. People in the back of the train were cursing and urging. The scene was chaotic to the extreme. And there were only a few people on the platform. The duty officer was faced with this situation. The duty officer can only shout to everyone to keep the order, "Don't crowd." At that moment, the duty officer faintly heard the girl's voice in the chaos, "Stop crowding," crushing people to death. The originally chaotic crowd into a rush. Seconds of silence and then fell into greater chaos, but someone still noticed. There was a red figure lying on the railroad tracks under the carriage, not moving a muscle. when two platform passengers and a police officer jumped off the platform saw a long-haired girl in a red coat with a school bag on her arm. Her lower body had been crushed by the wheels and was already bloody, but there were still signs of life. Passengers and police officers took the girl, dragged and carried the girl to the platform. Then 120 emergency medical personnel arrived. The girl was carried to the ambulance and sent to the hospital for rescue. Finally, because of the seriousness of the injury, was declared not to die. The girl was still a junior student of only 19 years old. She was going to take the train to her hometown for the New Year reunion. Unexpectedly, she was separated from her family at the train station. She could never go back. The 5082 train was delayed until 17:30 before it left Wuhu Station, but at that time, there were still a large number of passengers who had bought tickets but could not get on the train. The tragic death of the college girl. It was finally determined that the cause of death was the disorder on the platform of Wuhu Station. The crowd ran with the train when it entered the station, coupled with the slippery ground after the snowfall. Crowd was too crowded. She fell off the railway track accidentally. He was crushed by the wheels and died. Cause of the accident. Wuhu Railway Station is fully responsible for the accident according to the relevant regulations of railroad transportation. A seat ticket can only deliver one station ticket at most, but Wuhu Station sold 484 unseated tickets when there were only 40 seated tickets. But Wuhu Station sold 484 unseated tickets, more than 10 times the number of seated tickets. The seeds of the chaos at Wuhu Station were sown that day. In addition, there were more than 200 passengers without tickets, also poured into the station through the unmanned manual passageway. They tried to get on the train through the chaotic scene and then make up for their tickets. There were more than 700 people standing on the platform, causing serious congestion on the platform. The only people responsible for maintaining order were two passenger transport staff and one civilian police officer. Simply unable to maintain order on the platform, eventually, the passenger was squeezed off the railway track and died in the tragedy. The person responsible for the accident from Wuhu Station: Chief Secretary, Wuhu Section of the Broken Palm. Secretary to the on-duty police officer who moved the ticket inspector were punished accordingly. All the aftermath of the deceased and compensation, all by the Shanghai Railway Bureau.